Hey everybody, Vicki Fitch here, your direct sales expert and the host of Do You Neo Need Extra Opportunities? Right now during COVID, many of us need opportunities to earn some extra cash to whether it's to build up from what we lost, maybe it's to maybe you're ready, you're poised and ready to purchase property and you're trying to stash some cash. There's lots of reasons that we would have to do this. But what I need you to do me right now before we get this show started and I teach you how to turn your trash into treasure, right? I want you to hit the share button. Make sure you share it out. We are live streaming on 7 platforms right now. So I hope you will do me a solid and hit the share button because I bet you know at least one person that could use a little extra cash. And it's probably you because no matter how much money you got in your pocket, you can always use a little extra. So today we're going to be talking about some really fun stuff. Hey, Greg, welcome to the broadcast. Appreciate you being here. If you guys are in a group, I just want to let you know when your message comes through. Hey, Fair Witness, welcome. When your message comes through, it will only say Facebook user to me. It will not tell me who you are. So if you download the information that came in the invitation, then you'll know, then I will actually be able to see you. So I hope you guys can do that for me. And having trouble getting my other link here to show up so I can see. All right. Well, it doesn't want to work. But anyway, so we're going to go ahead and I'm going to start telling you guys a little bit about what's going on because, right now we've had some crazy stuff happen, right? COVID has been kind of a crazy thing. It's been stopping people from doing what they normally do, but it's also inspiring people to do things they wouldn't normally do. Terry, welcome to the broadcast. New app, Receipts the Man. Receipt is the man. I'm not sure what that is, but welcome. Appreciate you being here. Which platform is the most lively? It depends, Greg. Right now, I'm having trouble getting into Periscope on my other phone. I don't know why. It won't, because usually that's what I use for my viewing link. There we go. I think I got in. So it's hard to say which one is more lively right at this particular moment. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and start this. And again, hit the share button for me so we can get some other people in here that can earn some cash right away. Now, I have a very special guest, which I'll introduce in just a couple minutes. But let's go through understanding that our sponsor, which I think we don't have the sponsor slide in the deck like it's supposed to be. Well, yeah, we can always go through the deck backwards. That's my bad. But we have a sponsor right here in the bottom left-hand corner. Hopefully you guys can see that. Oh, and I did that again. You're absolutely right. I left that in there. If you guys have not used StreamYard, by the way, StreamYard is also one of the sponsors of the show. StreamYard is a fantastic product, and we do have the opportunity to put those backgrounds in, which I use as the thumbnail. So if you guys are broadcasters, you'll really like that feature, but you do have to turn it off otherwise, and it ends up giving you that double image there. But if you go to the Do You Neo website, on the sponsors page, there's a link there to get StreamYard, which is the service that we use for this. Get that for, I believe you get 2 weeks for free, and then you also get a discount. I don't remember exactly how that works, but it's a fantastic service. You can have up to 10 guests inside the platform, and we would love to explain some more stuff about that for you as well. This is, like I said, it's really cool. Now, those of you guys, if you are dropping links to apps or other things in here, just to give you a quick tip, that's really bad etiquette. That's not what we do, and certainly not do in a show, and certainly not do into a sponsored event. So come on, guys, let's get our etiquette on and identify how to do things right, because that's what makes things the best for us. Okay, so let's go back over here and tell you about our other sponsor, which is U Financial. We'll have our U Financial sponsor coming on at the end of the show to give a little money management tip, as well as to answer some Q&A with Zach at the end there too. Note, Greg, I'm not using Wirecast. I'm actually using StreamYard. And like I said, it's a fantastic service. We'll talk a little bit about it later when we get back to some of the sponsor stuff. But I wanted to start out by telling you guys, last week was National Bargain Hunting Week. Now, put a 1 in the chat box if you guys like bargains, right? Put a 1 in the chat box if you like bargains. Now, I love bargains. I'm going to be perfectly honest. I absolutely love bargains. And it's not that you have to have a bargain. It's just, there's like this feeling of elation when you can say, I got this dress right here. Hey, Kim, welcome. I got this dress for $5, or, I got these shoes. I got this. I don't know why, but I don't know. Put that 1 in the chat box if you like bargains, because I absolutely love them. So, we're going to talk a little bit about National Bargain Hunting Week, even though it was last week. And the next few weeks, we're going to have a lot of content based on things that you already have at home or things that you can do to make money right away, that you don't have to go out and apply for something. You don't have to do something special, that you've got the tools you need right in your hand. Having a phone, having access to the internet is really all you need. So again, we're going to touch on some of them today. We're going to do a deeper dive on some today, and we're going to expand on them the weeks to come. So if you haven't already marked your calendar, I do my regular broadcast every day at 11:30 a.m. Pacific, but on Thursdays, we do the Do You Neo show. Again, need extra opportunities. And we bring you sponsors and vendors that can help you to make money right now. And you're going to absolutely love our guest in just a little bit. So do me a favor while I switch to a couple other things. Number 2 in the chat box, if you have any old electronics sitting around, and if you do, go pull them together, like an old phone, an old camera, things that are digital. I'd love for you to do that so we can, it'll make today's broadcast even a little bit better. So we try and do a quote for the day for you. And today's quote is by John Ray. Make every bargain clear and plain, that none may afterwards complain. Now, let's face it. We've all made a deal, mostly probably as siblings, like, yeah, I promise I'll do this if you do this, and we don't stick to them, right? But we need to be in business and in life. Our word needs to be our bond. It really does. And so make every bargain clear and plain, that none may afterwards complain. We hope that you'll represent yourself well in some of the things that we're about to show you, so you can really, create a reputation and even possibly a business for yourself. Now, I'm going to be introducing a special guest. Now, he happens to be very near and dear to my heart. I admit that, because he does happen to be my eldest son, Zach. Now, many of you have seen him on broadcast before. You've seen his picture on my stream and my news feeds. But Zach has been an entrepreneur since, he started college. He's actually been an entrepreneur, I think, since birth, because I'm pretty sure I was rubbing my tummy while I was pregnant with him, reminding him about entrepreneurism and how he could become the best version of himself. He has got some incredible things going. He's got a new business that he's helping influencers connect with brands so they can make money in the social media space. He's done extremely well on TikTok and had some sponsored trips. He just got back from a trip. I don't remember how long he was gone, to be honest. It felt like forever for me, but he got, he's got multiple sponsors to put some of those things together. And today we're going to be actually talking about one of them that has an offer and an opportunity for you guys. So what I want to do is I want to introduce the absolutely fantastic, handsome, sweet, wonderful guy named Zach Fitch. So Zach, welcome to the broadcast.
Hey, Mom. How you doing?
I am great, sweetheart. Thanks for coming on. I want to say hi to a few people. Fraser, welcome to the broadcast. I apologize I didn't get back to you. I would love to bring the show over there to the UK. And I promise I will send you a message as soon as I'm done. Greg says he loves bargains. Ciro is in the house. Welcome again. If you have not hit that share button, people, do a girl a solid. Do your friends a solid. Do yourself a solid and hit the button. Kim, Wendy, thanks for being here. Again, appreciate you guys. Hi, Brianna. Hi, Melvin, Myron. And Mike. Wow, we got the M's right there, kind of like we got the M series there. Okay, so Zach, I was just, obviously you heard, I was telling them a little bit about your ventures and what you've been doing. One of the things that you put together as a brand deal or as an opportunity is it with the company that you are working, that you're working with right now, and that we're going to talk about, Gizmodo. But I want to just touch base for a second where we have that screenshot up of OfferUp and kind of share a couple things that you and Elijah were doing to earn some income with simply basically the cost of gas. That's all it was. So why don't you tell them a little bit about that, and then I'll ask you a few questions so people that are maybe feeling stressed out, or maybe you got to move, or maybe you just need some cash in your hand. Zach, tell them what you did using OfferUp and Facebook Marketplace.
So what we were doing is we found out that Facebook Marketplace, for a lot of furniture, people are selling it all the time. And on OfferUp, there's a lot of, I would say like a lower end people. They don't necessarily know how to use Facebook Marketplace. They're looking to move. They're looking to get rid of stuff. And so you can find a lot of really high quality stuff for free.
Wait, I just want to, he said for free. Okay, guys, a lot of high end quality stuff for free. Some of it's brand new because I have a box in my garage of something I'm very excited to put together that was free. So go ahead, Zach.
Yeah, so it's free. It's literally free. They want it out of their house. They want it out of their garage. There was once a entire full living room set they had just bought, but they wanted to sell their house and couldn't take it with them. So tons of stuff on there is free. But what me and my brother found is that there's certain items that sell really well quickly. So what we did was find dining tables on OfferUp for free. We would make sure it was available, and then we'd screenshot the photos that were posted on OfferUp. We would post them on Facebook Marketplace for about $100 as long as the table was nice, and sell the table, and then we'd pick up the table from OfferUp for free and bring it to them. So we ran basically a furniture business without ever having any inventory. We just picking something up and bringing it to the next location, and then we charge them for delivery.
Right. Well. Okay. So, Fraser, it may be, I don't know if it's just in the US or if it's global, but there's probably something similar. It might just have another name because there's other ones here too, which we'll touch base on in just a second. But I want to help make sure we understood what Zach just said, because it's really brilliant. And, especially when we're struggling with things, if we have the opportunity to sell something that we don't even own. And now this is not unethical because, again, all you have to do is verify that it's available. If they say yes and you say, I'm coming to get it, you can take the picture, post it up, put your price tag on it. And oftentimes, like I said, they would have the item sold before they left the house. So they'd go pick it up at one place and go drop it off at another. There was no inventory. There was nothing they would keep here at the house. It was just a pickup and delivery service. So think about that. You don't have to have anything. You don't have to have stuff at your house to sell. You just have to have the drive and the ability to take a screenshot, and you don't have to have a truck or something that you can move the stuff with, or make arrangements with someone else, partner up with somebody, because we can get creative in these times and make sure that you can make money. I mean, Zach, do you remember, how much money did you make in a day? I mean, I know one day you made,
I think we did it only for about a month before I left on my trips, but we made every weekend we made $200 to $300, but it was only an hour checking my phone and then figuring out where I'm going to pick it up and drop it off. That was kind of it. It wasn't like a whole day affair. It was kind of like I'm watching TV, scrolling through during commercials, find a table that looks nice, screenshot, and post it on Facebook Marketplace. And then when it sold, it sold. But we did make about almost $1,000 in 2 weekends.
2 weekends. And think about that, short amount of time. So again, guys, if you haven't hit the share button yet, hit the share button, because this is something that anybody you know, including yourself or someone else, and I don't want you to think of, because I know many of us get into that habit. Oh, I don't have a truck. I can't do that. Or I don't have this. I don't have that. Where there's a will, there's a way. There is someone else that wants to earn a little bit of income. And you can say, hey, would you drive me from here to here? If I pay for your gas and buy you some food, would you bring me from here to here and here to here? And you're still making money. And if Zach and Elijah had actually focused on it, like really, this is what they wanted to do, they wanted to make money, they could have made a lot more money. Don't you think, Zach?
Yeah. I mean, we could have made way more money. It would just have to be, we'd expand to a few more products that sell quickly. But our goal really was to make sure we had no inventory. We wanted to bring one product to another place after it was sold, just already. We actually even had one time where somebody had already picked up the free product. So we let the other person know that wanted to buy it that it was sold, and we were sorry. So sometimes things don't work out perfect, but I want to give you guys hope, right? I want you to recognize that this is something that literally, when people say, I don't have any money, I can't eat, pull out your phone, go to the library. If the libraries are open again, go ask your neighbor if you can borrow their phone. Do something, because this is something that literally in a day you can generate some income. And so just keep that stuff in mind because the rest of this month, we are going to be touching base on a couple of those topics, like how we would go to thrift stores and do something similar, and how Zach has, gotten a brand deal here with Gizmodo. And so, Zach, I want you to tell them a little bit, because I had asked you guys in the beginning to go grab, I'm not the only one. Put a 3 in the chat box if you have an old cell phone somewhere. Okay. Because I pulled out, some old, and this will probably crack some of you up. I actually have this old cell phone too, right? So
because, for posterity's sake, we need to remember where life was and where it is now. Thank you, Kim. Appreciate that. Melanie, Ciro, Fraser, thanks so much, you guys. I appreciate it. Hey, Downey, welcome to the broadcast. So, we have stuff that's hanging around. I have an old iPod Shuffle. Wait, can you see that? I don't know. I think there you go. An old iPod Shuffle. We got all kinds of stuff that's hanging around. And as we kind of start packing things up, a lot of times we'll throw it and give it to a thrift store. A Palm Pilot. I do have the Palm Pilot. Terry's showing up as me, but that's my husband, Terry. I do still have the Palm Pilot. It is an oldie, Greg. Absolutely. So, Zach, tell us about Gizmodo. Tell us about what we got going on. And we do have a special offer for you guys to make even extra money just because you're on the show today. Go ahead, Zach. Tell them about it.
Yeah, so Gizmodo is a company I found. They were local in my town, and they want to do recycling. They recycle all electronics. So their really main vision is to make sure that electronics get properly disposed of, because a lot of times we'll just throw it away. We don't really know, but that's horrible for the environment. And so the main focus is to make sure we clean up the environment, but also they want to reward you for doing that. So they want to pay you for recycling your stuff. So some of the things I've done is I sold an old Xbox 360 that I had. This is my one that I'm keeping, but I had another one. They offered me $25 and it wasn't working. It was completely broken. It turned on, but there's this thing called the red ring of death, which means you can't play any games on it. It overheats instantly and just turns off. And then like phones and stuff, you can get a lot more for this is my iPhone 8. I'm about to sell it probably to Gizmodo and get myself a new iPhone because they're offering more than all the old companies. So they really buy electronics. They ship you just type in, basically you describe what it is. They'll give you an offer right there. And then they'll even send you the shipping package that you want. They'll send you a box with the shipping label. You just put it in and send it out to them. And then once they receive the product and confirm it's what you said, they will send you a check, an Amazon gift card, depending on what you select when you're checking out.
Okay. So, and by the way, guys, don't go to the website yet because we're going to give you a code that gives you an extra what? $12, Zach?
Extra $12. Yeah, no matter what the item is too. So like on my Xbox, it gave me $20 and I used the $12 code. So I ended up getting $32 for it. It doesn't matter what it is. It's just an automatic 12. It's no percentage. It's $12 extra. That's what you get with my promo code.
Okay, so you guys, if you have some old electronics, maybe an old phone you're not using, we'll play a little game and we'll have Zach kind of look them up and see if there's any value in them. Because right now, like I said, we either throw them in the trash, throw them in a drawer, hand them to a kid to play with, or we throw them into the box for donation, which they don't sell them; they just throw them in the trash. So think about this. You could also, and I'll talk about this more. I think it's next week or the week after when we have thrift shop day. That you could go down there and tell them you'll take all their electronics. Right? Think about this. How much money you could get from taking all the stuff that they're going to throw away anyway. They're going to throw it away into the electronics bin. Okay, so Zach, so let's look up. I have my Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge. Can you see? This is my old phone. I still do use it sometimes for multi-streaming on platforms that don't allow me to go through when I use StreamYard. I am me now. Okay, Terry, thanks. Okay, can you tell me what can I get for this phone? It's like 8 years old.
So your phone is 8 years old, and it looks like right now, as long as there's no cracks and it turns on, you'll get $75.
$75. Now you may have a phone like this at home, people. That would be $87 if we use your promo code, right?
Correct. Yep.
$87. So if you were hungry and you have an old cell phone, or your neighbors, walk around to your neighbors and gather up their old electronics that they don't want anyway. They're sitting in a drawer somewhere. We all know because I got these out of a drawer. Okay. Now, I doubt there's any value in this, Zach, but what about this little baby? What is this? I think this was your old phone, wasn't it? It is.
Yeah, it was mine.
It is. I can't even read it. Okay. All right. So granted, I need glasses, but it's an LG. It's an LG. Does anybody know? I see 3.2. I don't know. I can't read it. An LG something. I guess maybe I won't be able to have you check that one. But does anybody else have electronics here? I see. What about a Palm Pilot? I think those are probably too old. But is there anything for a Palm Pilot, Zach? And I do have my glasses right here.
I doubt it. Let's check.
Let's check it out. Zach's looking on his little chart over there.
A Palm Pilot.
I have a Cricket phone. Okay. Do you know what kind it is, Brianna?
Yeah, they don't take anything Palm.
Oh, no Palms. They don't like us.
They're so old.
They are old. Like, I think it's older than you. I'm pretty sure I've had my Palm. I can't see what this one is. It's got to say somewhere. It's just an LG. I don't know. Anyway, we won't go there. A Cricket phone on Apple phone. A Cricket Apple. Does it tell you what model number?
What iPhone is it?
What kind? What number iPhone is it? Now, the rest of you, who else has something? Somebody, you guys are digging around. As a matter of fact, we're going to have Tim come on in a little bit. He's going to be sharing some stuff for us. Adam, I have a Cricket phone. My phone is, I think they're saying Apple. But so as we're going through this, Zach, so what other things what other kind of electronics? Let's try and jar people's memories. What other things do they take? Like,
yeah, so they take anything from cell phones to old cameras. We actually, when I was at their place, we were talking about what they take, and we went onto their camera section, and you know those old Power Shot, like the Canon Power Shot's like this big, it's really bulky, it's probably like 10-15 years old. They're offering $50 for it. Some technology inside of it is worth some money to them, and so they're willing to pay, I think it was $25 to $50 depending on, I don't remember exactly what, but it was crazy that like something that's like a brick that you probably used as a paperweight is worth $50. It was pretty cool.
That is cool. I mean, that's phenomenal. What about cameras? Do they take other cameras? Digital cameras?
They take anything from MacBooks, smartwatches. They'll take headphones. They take desktops, like old monitors. They take camera lens, drone, Kindles, iPods, other types of media players like the Zune, the Galaxy players, all those old devices. They take
the Zune. Oh my gosh, that's like ancient.
Yeah. So they take camera lenses as well, video game consoles, laptops, tablets, phones, anything really that's electronic.
Old tablets. So what would an old what's our old iPad worth?
Our old iPad, the iPad.
Remember?
I believe it's the iPad 2.
I think it was the iPad 2. We have an old iPad. I'm just curious. Kind of cash.
Really old. You can get $32 for it.
And not with you, we can get 44, right?
$44 for an iPad that's almost 10 years old now.
Right? And you guys think about this. There's some stuff that we have or just lying around. And that's why we wanted, like I said, we wanted to promote this and give you guys an opportunity to check that out and figure it out. So think about other things that you guys have lying around. You know, we're going to give, if you guys want to pop some things in the chat box, we can have Zach actually look at them and, and just kind of look them up for you. But we're going to put a code. As a matter of fact, in case you guys, we put this is the code right here. So you're going to go to gizmodo.com. And then you're going to use the code ZACH, ZACH, with an F as in Fitch. And that is your code to get the extra $12. So Gizmogo, GIZMOGO.com. And again, an extra $12, no matter what. You got an old gaming system. Maybe your kids moved out or they haven't used. Maybe if you're like us, you probably have 3 or 4 old gaming systems because the kids are always getting the upgrade, for Christmas or whatever. You might have several $100s there. You might have enough to start at your new business. You might have enough to, like I said, honestly, don't let pride be a bully in your life. If you're in need of funds, borrow a wagon and walk around your neighbors. They'll probably appreciate it and say, hey, we're doing a little fundraiser for our family here, or we're doing a little thing. We're trying to help you. What do you call it? Recycle your electronics. And so if you have any old electronics, we'd love to take them for you. And it doesn't matter whether or not you can get money, because if you can't, all you have to do is wait for one of those recycling days and take it all down. They have, the free recycling once a year or once a week.
Gizmodo will actually take almost every item also to recycle for you at any time.
Okay, so they won't send you a shipping label for it, but they'll take them if you're local.
I'm not totally sure. They might actually even send you a shipping label to do it, because they're really about getting everybody to send their electronics in. Like I checked the Galaxy. You have an old Galaxy down there, like a really old one. That one is worth, I think, like $12, but the model before it is worth nothing, and says, sorry, but if you still want to recycle your electronics, we'll take it. I don't know what that means, because that's a new feature they added, but I think they still want to get any electronics.
So I can get $26 for this that's been sitting in my drawer, because I do take good care of my phones. The phone is in perfect condition, right? As a matter of fact, here you can see a reflection in it. So I have over $100 with just these two phones. Just sitting here. That stuff, I do use that other one, like I said, for multi-streaming. I don't have an account. I mean, it's not attached to, I just use it on Wi-Fi. But think about that opportunity, and think about how many things you really do have in your house, and how many people are in your house. If you all upgraded phones at the same time and they didn't have an offer or a trade-in, they probably are accumulating. Now, what about, okay, this is a real stretch, Zach. What about things like the old Nextel phones? Do they have anything for a Nextel?
Yeah, I don't know.
Right? I know. Let's try and stump Zach.
I have never seen a Nextel phone.
So. Yeah, you got to use one when I was pregnant with you. I used it all the time. Yep.
Oh, so the Nextel, they don't get any Nextel, but I did just scroll through and ended up finding Palm.
Oh, wait a minute.
They don't take it. I mean, they'll take it for you, but they won't pay you for it. I guess technically, if you did it with my promo code, you'd still get $12. But they take the Centro 685 and the Z22 PDA from Palm.
I think I have the Centro. I think that was the second one. Terry, do I have the Centro? I know I have the original one, and I might have the Centro. See, look at this. I'm making money as I sit here. I'm making money. I love it. I love it. Old. They are old.
The only photo they have of it is like this really old pixelated photo of what it looks like. There's nothing out there.
We can take a picture of it for them, so now they have a better one on their site, because they never thought anybody still has it around.
Seriously.
So what about the old keyboards, the old wireless keyboards? Like, I have some vintage stuff here. Now, I was I have a little bit of Melanie, a good question. Hold on, I'll ask him. I have a very eclectic vintage taste, and I am always upgrading my technology, because I do things like live streaming and that kind of stuff. So I was always ahead of the curve. I had the keyboard for my Palm. I got all kinds of stuff. So
they even take Apple TVs if you have them. Okay. It looks like they take some of the styluses and different pens. They'll take some Hewlett Packard cell phones. Apparently they made some of those. PlayStation VR headsets. I'm just looking for the keyboard. There's no keyboards on here. They do accept a wireless touchpad though.
Okay. I didn't have a wireless touchpad. Okay. So, as we start thinking about this, I'd love to know from you guys, again, if you haven't hit the share button, hit it out. I know this show is kind of different, but this is exactly what people need right now. They need easy ways to make money. Do you have kids? Do your kids need to make a little extra money? Are they constantly going, Mom, can I have money for ice cream? Can I have money to go out with my friends? Can I go to the movies? Can I do this? Can I do this? Tell them, go find some things. Melanie wants to know if ancient computers work, and she also wants to know how many times you can use the promo code. That's a good question.
The promo code, from what I know, as long as it's separate orders, you can use it on every device, but you can't put them all together. I know that because we did one, and then I just try to put it in on the same account, and it's letting it go. Ancient computers, I don't think I can check. I don't think they take too many like actual desktops, from what I know. It's more of a laptop, because they're taking a lot of the memory and stuff in it. And recycling those. I don't think they're doing too much on the desktop side of things.
Okay. So you're checking that, and I'm not sure exactly how I'm not sure how we actually put in ancient computer. Like, if that's good.
Yeah. Like my computer right now, the one I just purchased actually, this is weird. I can get more money than I paid for it.
Really? For your
I'm
MacBook?
looking right now. Yeah. Oh, I guess if I had like the top of the line, let's see. I can get, if I sell my MacBook that I just bought for $2,200, I can get $1,950 for it, that's pretty solid, especially if you for some reason decide you didn't like it. The one thing I really do like about Gizmodo though is you don't have to deal with sketchy people. It's kind of like my thing. You're dealing with a company, ship it in a box, send it over to them, they send you your money. It's not like a shady guy in the park who says he'll offer you this amount of money, or somebody comes up to your house. Some people don't like that. So
Melanie's saying the school I work for has a lot of old electronics. So Melanie, this would be a great time to, take some screenshots of it and just go on to the gizmodo.com. Like Zach said, you can type in the information there and it will tell you what it's worth. And if it is, then you can do that. And Greg's saying, hey, I have a bunch of old MacBooks.
Greg, which MacBooks do you have? We can check them up right now for you.
Yeah, Greg, pop it in there. And then Zach, what about a shuttle? Let's see, I have 2 of these shuttle computers before I upgraded. Shuttle.
What is that?
XPC, I think it is. They're a desktop, but they were in a square, the small squares, the ones on the desk before I got the supercomputer.
Doesn't look like they take that, though. They're constantly adding new things that people are trying to sell them.
Okay.
Funny story about them. One time, a girl sold a phone to them, and then a week later she just sent a cot. Like, we have no idea why, but she sent an entire bed and a cot. Yes, nobody has any idea why. The office was very confused. They're like, we don't know what to do. We're not going to pay to ship it back because that makes no sense, but we have a cot in the office. And I was like, oh, okay.
Good for naps.
Yeah, I guess so.
And Zach had yes, people are asking some questions about the legitimacy of the company. Zach actually did some modeling for the company, did some voiceovers for them. So it's not just that he's got this people calling him up and he started working with them. He's actually worked in their facility, in their office, doing some of these things, doing video production. As a matter of fact, I think some of your videos are up, right? Are they on? I think they're on YouTube and a couple other places, right?
You can go to YouTube and check out Gizmodo, and there's some just funny videos just getting people to realize that they can get their old electronics. The newest thing they're doing is called the dust bunnies. They're like, hey, your electronics are getting covered in dust bunnies. Let's get that out and get you some money. So
I like that. The dust bunnies. Greg says he doesn't have them handy, but they're MacBook Pros and an old MacBook. So can you check out, and maybe you can just check out a MacBook Pro. And then we will give Zach that opportunity. And we have our next guest is coming on in just a second. So as soon as Zach does that, our sponsor is here from U Financial, Mr. Tim Wright. And if you guys were here last week, we talked about the U Financial program and some really great things. And I actually gave him a nickname. So he's going to have to live up to his nickname in a moment. And we actually made a caricature for him. So this is getting serious, people.
So some of the MacBooks, I went back and checked some. If you have a MacBook Pro, even if it's 2013, they're still willing to give up to $525 for it. If you have MacBook Airs, they're a little less usually unless they're newer. So a 2018 is $600. If you have a 12-inch MacBook from 2015, it's still worth $500. So you can go get some pretty decent money where people aren't going to they're not willing to pay that much for the older laptops because they're a lot slower, but Gizmodo wants the technology inside of it and to recycle. So they're willing to give you some more.
And think about that. Things that you can't even sell, you can't even give away. Like thrift stores won't take a lot of electronics because then they have to try and get rid of. And here's a company that's going to pay you the shipping and pay you for the item. So, and all they have to do is turn on. They do not have to do no cracked screening. They have to turn on, right, Zach? They don't have to be functioning properly.
No, they can actually, they buy anything. It can be run over by a truck. You just get less money for it.
Okay.
They're willing to, they're really just taking the technology about it. So the 2015 and the MacBook is like 2011. Yeah. Let's see. They buy all the way back to before 2011. So there's a MacBook Pro 2011 is $173 depending on the specs of it. They're willing to buy all the way back to like 2000. I mean, it looks like they're buying 2011 to 2012 is kind of what they're buying. They'll buy for your stuff.
Isn't that crazy? That's a decade A technology from a decade ago, you can still get some serious cash for. Okay, so Zach, do you want to tell them anything else? I know you're going to stick around. I don't know if you're going to you want to hang out while we talk to Tim, or if you just want to come back for the Q&A at the end. But it's been super exciting to have you here, and I think we're going to have you back on later because some of you have been really growing your audiences. And Zach, if you have not been following some of my posts, and if you are, you'll start to see a few more things coming out that we created a really great strategy for him. And Zach, how many followers do you have on TikTok right now?
As of this morning, I have 417,000.
So 417,000 followers. I know the last I checked, one of the videos was over 8 million views. And for a span there before you took that second trip when you were doing quarantine games, you had an average view. Of, I believe, almost 500,000 views based on based on some of those videos really hitting it out of the park. So, your influencing company that you're doing has been doing really well. Like you guys are growing and you're finding brand sponsors. You had several sponsors your trip for New York and some of those other things. So we want you guys to know that Zach has some great influence. We have some great strategies for you, and he is actually helping get brand deals for people who are trying to break through into the social media space. So we're going to have Zach back on. Put a 5 in the chat box if you'd like to hear more about that. Maybe you are up and coming. Maybe you're working at building your brand. Maybe you are growing your follower count, and we can help you to do that. So again, that's super exciting. Zach, we appreciate you being here to represent Gizmodo and the extra $12 per product. Like, I'm thinking I'm going to dinner, man. I got some stuff around here. I'm going to go to dinner. So you got to make sure to go to Gizmodo, GIZMOGO.com. And then you'll use the code ZACF for $12 extra per item, but you have to send them individually if you want the extra $12 each time. If you send them in bulk, you're not going to get that. Oh, Lorenzo, welcome to the broadcast. So glad that you're here. Again, hit the share button if you haven't already. We're going to say bye to Zach for a minute. Zach, maybe he can answer some questions still in the chat, and then we are going to introduce or reintroduce Mr. Tim that's here. And Tim wants to know if he can sell his blackberries. Zach, did you ever look up blackberries, by the way? I don't remember if you did, because I know we looked up Palm Pilots, but I don't know if we looked up the blackberry.
They do. It's listed. Let me check if they actually purchase them. Blackberry. I have to find it again.
All right. Well, let's we're going to check that out really quick.
Yeah, they do. They buy for, depending on what blackberries you have, they pay a bit of money. There's like, the key to is apparently they're like newer phone. It's $200 they'll pay you. They buy basically every blackberry, or they'll at least take every blackberry. They stop buying them after the leap, or no, actually they'll buy a pearl. These things look ancient. The bold touch with no camera on the phone, they'll pay up to $1.
Up to $1, and that means $13 for Zach.
So you can sell your old blackberries to them. They will gladly take them.
I love it. This is awesome. So, Zach, thank you so much for being here today. Hopefully we can get people inspired to earn some extra income, that extra opportunities, and drive some traffic there so we can get things recycled, take care of our environment while making some additional money. Hopefully, like I said, you can stick around and answer some questions at the end. You guys can pop them in the chat just in case. And right now, we're going to say bye to Zach, and then I'm going to introduce our next guest, our sponsor, by going through our slide deck and see and by the way, here's Zach's screenshot. If you guys want to take a screenshot of this, you can follow him on his social accounts at zfitch14. On TikTok, it's Zach.Fitch. Don't forget the dot. And his brother, just so you know, is Elijah.Fitch. I happen to be just Vicky Fitch. I skip the dot. I didn't get a chance to tell my boys the dot is not necessary. Zachariah Fitch on LinkedIn, and he has his website, zachfitch.com, that they're working on for some of his gear and stuff like that. So super excited about that. And now we want to go on to, and again, remembering, if you guys want to take a screenshot of your extra $12 if you use the code ZACF on gizmodo.com. So without further ado, we are bringing on our sponsor from U Financial, the Debt Crusher. Actually, they messed this up. The Debt Crusher, Mr. Tim Wright. So, Tim, how are you?
The debt. Wow, that's really impressive.
The
Vicky.
debt crusher.
Oh, wow. That guy
But
has a lot more muscles than this guy does. I can tell
hey,
you
you
that.
know what? Muscles are all in the eye of the beholder. That's all I got
Yeah.
to say. They are all there.
Oh,
'Cause right now, I always say, they always talk about buns of steel, and I'm like buns of aluminum foil right now. And I think I got the squishies. What I call the squishies. This quarantine has not done well
I
for my
know it.
physique.
We got to get out there. We got to walk. We got to run. We got to get on the bike, something, right?
Right? I was looking and I was like, oh my gosh, who's that person in the mirror? Because that is not my body. I don't know who that is, but I can tell you one thing. Here's my quick dieting tip for all of you.
Okay.
I asked Zach to switch my laundry, and then there's many things that people they don't dry, like especially women. We keep things that we don't dry. Well, he threw in a pair of shorts and a pair of sweatpants that I never dry. So now they're fitting way snugger. And so that's like my dieting tip now. Even though my weight didn't change so much since then, I feel like it did. And now I'm very committed to the slim down process. So dry your clothes, and that will give you an extra incentive to get your butt out there and jog, swim, weights, use water bottles if you have to. Just, we got to do something. Because
got my tea.
Right?
I got my tea right here.
There you go. Right.
44 ounces of tea.
So, Tim, welcome back to the show. Again, thank you so
Yeah.
much for being our sponsor. We're really excited about that. It's given us an opportunity. People have been so excited about what we're bringing here to the Do You Neo show and what you introduced last week to You Financial. So, what does the Debt Crusher have to offer us today for a tip or something? I'm inspired when I'm hearing Zach talk about this, all this money we can get for electronics. We talked about OfferUp and how people don't even have to have any actual inventory or products themselves. They can literally sell things from OfferUp. The kids took screenshots of things, posted it on Facebook Marketplace, and sold them before they picked them up. So they picked up free stuff and sold it and delivered it and created income. And that's, it's kind of like this, You Financial is all about crushing your debt and starting to build wealth. And, it's just a great thing. So do you have some tips for us that you can add on to Zach's to help people crush their debt?
Yeah. How much time do I have? How many tips can I give?
You have about 10, 15 minutes.
Oh,
and then we have some extra time for Q&A at the end.
Okay, perfect. Well, listen, thank you for having me on. I love that we're sponsoring this incredible program that you host every week, and I know it'll continue for a long time. So, last week we talked about You Financial and what it does and how it works and the opportunity that's behind it. And I have just a couple of thoughts for everyone that's on your show right now. One is that when people think of their debt, what do they typically feel? When they're thinking about, if they actually stopped and thought about debt, right? Stressed. They're anxious.
Like my shoulders just went up just hearing the word. I'm like,
Yeah, I know. But it's just this natural thing that happens that we think of debt and we think of how much sleep we're losing, and it's causing issues in our relationships with our spouses, with our kids, because our kids want money. They don't understand the value of how hard it is to get that money, and then it relates to work because we can't focus at work. So it involves every aspect of our life, right? There's just no question about it. And unfortunately, a lot of us got ourselves in this position. And the sad part is we don't know what to do. There isn't like this manual that you can go pick up at the library or online that says, okay, what do I do exactly to get myself out of debt?
Mm-hmm.
And if you're in that position, okay, you owe it to yourself and you owe it to the people in your life. Maybe it's a brother, a sister, an aunt, an uncle, a parent that maybe hasn't got their financial life all figured out yet. By the way, 8 out of 10 Americans have some form of debt. So we're not alone. If you have debt, you're not like you might think you're on this island. Actually, you're not. You're on the big island, because everybody's out there with you. You know what I mean? 8 out of 10 people have some debt they're dealing with.
Right.
So if you're in that position, my challenge to you is to figure out how to get yourself out of it. And how you do that is you got to A, understand how much debt you have.
Mm-hmm.
And B, you got to have a plan to get out of it. And what You Financial offers is a very simple plan. And I say simple, this isn't like, let's get 27 spreadsheets or let's read 20
Right.
books.
Right.
This is a simple plan. Now, it's kind of like the tortoise and the hare, right? Can we get out of debt if we have $150,000 worth of consumer debt or 80,000, whatever the number is? Can we get out of debt overnight? Probably not, right? But if we have a systematic way of sitting there and doing this month in and month out, that isn't that difficult to do. Actually, the system allows it does most of this work for you. Then in a very short period of time, I'm going to give you a number. Our clients are getting all of their debt eliminated. And I'm talking about student loans, car loans, credit cards, mortgages, all of their debt. They're getting out of debt on an average of 50% of the time less, or half to 1/3 of the time. So if I've got a mortgage at 30 years, I'm getting out of debt in 15 to 10 years now.
And hold on for a minute, Tim, because I think that people need to understand, because I think sometimes as soon as you say the word debt, people like put their head in the sand. Like they don't want to, safe place, safe place.
Did I lose anybody here? Yeah,
right. Like, oh, I gotta go. Right. Because it's overwhelming for us to think about it. So
thank you for bringing that up.
If let's say you just have a car, and let's just go with a car really quick, and you bought a car for your first car and it's brand new, and the moment you drove off the lot, the price plummeted, right? And now you owe more than the car's technically worth, right? And that right there, you won't think about it for a minute, but then when a crisis hits like this, or you lost your job, or you got a reduced income, all of a sudden it starts feeling like a noose around your neck. Wouldn't you say, Tim? It's like absolutely. It's this overwhelming, like if I could sell it and then I would break free, it'd be one thing, but I will owe money. I will have to put out money in order to get rid of it. And then people start feeling like they don't have any hope. So this program will help you get that car paid off in record time, which means you won't be paying as much as you think because you're not tacking that on. And so we need to just sometimes take those little bite-sized pieces and recognize that credit card debt, maybe for you, it's only, $100 and you're paying $2 a week or $2 a month because that's the minimum payment. And you feel like, oh my gosh, I'm so embarrassed. It shouldn't be this hard. It's not that much money. Or maybe it's a huge amount of money to you. Whatever that is, it's okay. Because we need to get rid of the three bullies, evict the bully in your head: fear, doubt, and shame. Get rid of them. Yeah. They do not serve you. But here we have the superhero, the debt crusher, that's trying to explain to you how we can do that. So Tim, I just wanted to throw that out there and maybe lighten that a little bit, just in case people are feeling stressed out. Maybe they have multiple mortgages, and maybe they're even feeling like they might be a little bit underwater. And so, let's talk about that.
We had a person just last week that when we go through this, we call it a free savings report. It's no obligation. We do these hundreds of times a month, and they're very easy to go through. We had a lady that when she saw her numbers on what was possible and what would be done if she follows this plan, she literally started bawling, Vicki. And we see this emotion come out in laughter. Last week I was on a guy, he started clapping, he couldn't believe it, crying. I mean, we got to get this out. We got to figure out a way. An answer isn't just to continue to muddle through life and be depressed and be challenged. And hey, there's people that are listening to this right now that aren't necessarily stressed about debt, but they have some debt. We work with those people as well. The second thing I want to give you today is the opportunity piece, because You Financial does have an income opportunity. You can either roll up your sleeves and go out and truly be a producing agent, or for most of you that might be on this call, maybe you just know a lot of people that have debt. Who doesn't, right? Everybody knows people that have debt. And if you know people that have debt, guess what else you know? You know that they want to get out of debt quicker. There's no question about that, right?
Walter brought up really quick, and he said, he says it's good to be in debt in some ways as long as you're able to pay it and not get in over our heads. And I'd say, Walter, it's okay to be in debt. Like, it doesn't make you a bad person or a failure to be in debt. I don't know that it's good to be in debt, right?
Can I say something about that?
Yeah.
Real quick, Vicki. I think that just the way that our life works, buying a house, buying a car, we need to go to the bank and get some help. We're totally okay with that. We're not saying that you should always live a debt-free life, but don't stay married to the debt once you get it.
Right.
And that's what we find. People stay married to debt. Did you know that mortgages back in the early part of the 20th century used to be 7 years? That's how long a mortgage was. And the banks got it figured out. They're like, oh, look at all the interest that we can get here if we keep extending the mortgages. So they went to 10 and 15. Well, now they're at 30. Most
Yeah.
people spend 80% more in terms of the interest. That's what their interest is. It's amazing how much money we're spending on interest. We spend more money in interest than we ever will earn in our lifetime investing, getting interest.
And
So yes,
listen to that
yeah,
too. If the house, because you're saying like if you bought $100,000 house, you're paying $180,000 for it. Like
that's
not
right.
that you can get too many houses for 100,000, but think about that. It's almost double.
Yep.
But if you can pay it off quicker and faster, then you have that. And really quick, while Tim's talking, he's talking about this free savings report. If you guys want to get a free savings report, because I know some of you did last time and we missed you in the chat, because I'm asking you to put a 9 in the chat right now if you're interested in getting the free savings report. So if you do that, then we can get that information to you and follow up. And I'm going to let Tim kind of continue he's got a couple more minutes. We had about 2 more minutes and then we're going to do the Q&A section. But if you guys want that, we'll do that. So we'll, and if you guys are on, I see that some of you guys are on Periscope. If I don't have your information, I'm going to need you to send it to me. If you're on Facebook, you can PM me, Kim, I have your information. Melanie, I have yours. I'm not sure how to contact you. So we'll have to if you could send it to me on another platform, or if you want to put an email address in here, if you're comfortable with that, we can get to you. So Tim, go ahead and wrap that up and then we'll open it up for questions, and you and Zach can both answer questions for people that are over in the chat.
Opportunity is where I really was there. And I'll just finish my thoughts on that. Some of our agents, they roll up their sleeves and they get after it, which we love. But some who have other things going on in their life, but they know a lot of people that have debt, all they need to be is referring agents. Mm-hmm. And our average referral agent receives $500 per referral when the product is sold. Think about that. I mean, that's a pretty incredible referral fee for not doing a whole lot of work other than picking the phone up and saying, hey, Bob, the agent that's going to sell it, hey, I've got Mary here that needs some help. And so whether you want to, make some income by really getting after it, or you want to refer, those opportunities are available at U Financial.
I love that. And like he said, just like we were talking about furniture, like a free furniture, going and selling it here, it's the same kind of thing. You're just you're bridging the gap.
Yeah.
Selling somebody, if somebody, and again, there's no obligation for them, but if they want to get some information, there's even a free book download they can get on how to get out of debt. They get that information. If they end up going forward with the program, you can get, did you say up to $500, Tim?
It could be more depending on how long you've been doing it and how much success you've had, but it can be more. And I would also say there's some tremendous videos that we can send you, short, sweet, to the point, that explain it really well. And, that's another option for you as well.
I love that. Well, we are going to respect your time, everyone, and I'm going to bring Zach back on so we can ask some of your questions. So Zach, though, I want to, while they're kind of generating their questions over there, I wanted to say something to you. Is like as a 23-year-old, like that's interested in purchasing property and doing things, and we've been looking at some duplexes and quadplexes. What do you think about what he's saying about getting out of debt? I mean, does that, because I don't know, if I was back in your age, I would be like, okay, I want multiple properties. If I can get one paid off, what do you think about that?
Well, when I first heard about it, I was just like, that's pretty incredible that you can finally use some strategies that the banks are using for yourself. Like they make a lot of money, so they're doing something right. I can finally utilize them to help me, rather than just hold my money, but I can use their strategies without having to spend the years, honestly, that it would take to figure out exactly what the program does for you. I just thought it was awesome. I want to get it myself just to have it and utilize it when I need it. That's kind of what I want to do. So.
Somebody just asked a question really quick that I do want to set their mind at ease. They sent me a private message because they didn't want it in the chat, so I won't say who it is, saying, I'm uncomfortable with my friends knowing how much money I owe. And so the beauty of this program is they don't have to know. And that's not something that ever comes to your friends, information. There's a way that they can show you how the program works with fictitious numbers, and they never have to be privy if that's how you feel. So I can totally understand where that would make people uncomfortable, especially if you feel a little underwater, that you don't want people to know that. So keep that in mind. It is not necessary. Correct, Tim?
That is correct. Absolutely.
So what other questions do you guys have here? I saw some questions in the chat about what kind of another kind of an electronic, Zach, or a computer or something.
Yeah, I saw somebody ask about a Sony Xperia. They do buy it. I've never heard of the phone before, but they do purchase it. The Xperia 5 is up to $350 for the phone.
Whoa. All right. I don't know that one either. And then remember, if you guys are just popping into the broadcast, if you're interested in getting the free debt report, the free report, Tim, what is it called? The Wealth Builder?
It's a free savings report.
Savings report. Okay. Put a 9 in the chat box if you guys are interested in that. If you are in a watch party, so we cannot see your comments if you're in a watch party. So what you can do is go to my page, Vicky Fitch 1 at facebook.com/Vicky Fitch 1. Leave me a message there. We'll get that information out to you as well. Because I know some people said last time, how come I didn't get the stuff? Because they were in a watch party and we couldn't see it. So just remember that, and if you're in a group, we don't know who you are. It'll just say Facebook user. So message me personally. You can also tweet me on Twitter at Vicky Fitch, Vicky_Fitch. Also, that's, I call it the curse of the underscore, but I do have both of those. Get in touch with us. If you know Terry or Zach, you can get in touch with them as well. And we can help you with that. Do you guys have any other questions? We got about 4 minutes left, and we want to make sure that your questions are answered so you can find ways to earn extra money. Like I said, this is everything we talked about here is how you can get money in your hands right now without spending any money. Right. That's, referring people that you want to get the free debt report and might move forward. Having electronics in your house, taking screenshots on OfferUp and offering them on Facebook Marketplace. Now, I might even be able to, do a little session for you guys to teach you how to do that. I might be able to convince Zach to do it as well. But, look at him. He's like, huh?
Wait,
to teach you guys. We might create a little course to help you guys take care of that so you can start earning money. I didn't see any other questions come in yet, but Tim, do you have anything you wanted to add?
I do. I do a lot of these types of meetings and presentations and talks, and I love doing them. I love connecting with people. And it's nice meeting you, Zach. I've heard a lot about you. I've not met you in person, but I do follow you on TikTok too, by the way.
Oh, there you go.
I think when I started following you, you were not at 417. You were in the 200s. Somewhere. So you're growing a lot. You're growing a lot. So congratulations on that.
Thank you so much.
It's fantastic. But what it comes down to for a lot of people, and you'll read this in books, you'll see this on YouTube videos, but it takes just taking a step, right? Mm-hmm. Whether it's, going in the garage and finding the electronics, or it's doing whatever. If it's figuring out, wow, there's a way to get out of debt, or there's a way to help other people get out of debt. There's money out there for everyone who wants it. Right? Mm-hmm. It's out there, but we got to take the step to go get it. And we can't expect the money to come to us. We've got to take the step, put ourselves out there. And I know this is what the Do You Neo show is really all about. So whatever it is, maybe if it's not anything that you're seeing today, go take the step, take action. Good things will happen.
Absolutely. And we do have a couple questions. They want to know, is this only for the U.S. or can they do it outside the U.S.?
Currently, it's only the United States.
Okay.
That's where the company is licensed to do this in. They do have plans to expand that, but right now it's just the U.S.
And Zach, they want to know the same question for Gizmodo.
Gizmodo, it's everywhere. You can utilize it from anywhere. It's actually a Chinese company that the owner is now from the Chino area.
So but they will also send them a thing outside the country.
I'm not sure about sending the box outside the country. I know they will take and purchase your phone. I'm not sure if they'll pay the shipping. I can't confirm that. You can check it out on their website. Just head over there and plug in your info and see what's happening.
Okay. So any last comments? We have 2 minutes left before we're going to, again, respect everyone's time and end the show. Does anybody have any last minute things that we wanted to share or last minute questions that we haven't addressed? And by the way, hit the share button. It doesn't matter if people see it live or recorded. The information is still the same, and we want to give people the same opportunity to recognize the values that are out there and the opportunities for them to earn income and to level up. There's a great opportunity to do that. Now, I also am going to give away a digital copy of one of my books to help you guys, which is Direct Selling 101. So that's what we're doing for our prize patrol today. And since Tim is always on the show, Zach, what I need you to do is pick a number 1 through 57. We have 57 people in here right now. Pick a number 1 through 57. And I'm going to randomly pick that person. If you already have the book, you can give it to someone else. And so, Zach, go ahead and tell me, hey, Joe, welcome to the broadcast. Pick a number 1 to 57.
Number
58.
11.
Number 11 is Mr. Greg Harvey. Greg, congratulations. We're so excited that you came here. If you guys don't know Greg, Mr. Greenbeard, he literally has a day glow green beard. And so Greg, welcome. I will, if you can send me in Facebook, if you would send me your email address, we will send you a digital copy of Direct Selling 101. I think it will help you with your business and your brands. You knew he was going to say 11. What? He's like, what?
It's my favorite number. So
oh, so excited. So you guys, I'm very excited that you're here. Tim, thank you for being here every week, giving us tips on financial things. Send us emails, you guys, if you have questions that you want us to incorporate in the show. I think we have Dinesh D'Souza. I mean, not Dinesh D'Souza. I think we have Dinesh Agarwal on our broadcast next week with Recur Post telling us how to do book flipping. To earn some additional income, as well as how to do some social media management for people, even if you're not a social media manager, so you can make money. Anyway, I look forward to seeing you guys next week. I thank you, Zach, for being here. You are a great guest and a lovely and wonderful son. By the way, guys, Zach's birthday is tomorrow. I just want you to know.
Happy birthday.
Tomorrow is my baby's birthday. Oh. And since I always say I'm 22 and he's going to turn 24, things are super creepy now. I really have to. I got to up my game there somehow. I got to up my game. But Zach, happy birthday in advance. Tim, thank you again for being here, guys.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Put a 9 in the chat box if you guys want us to get you a free report. We'll be able to see it after the fact as well. Feel free to tag me. And again, I appreciate each and every one of you. And I want to remind you, like I always do, to dream it, believe it, and achieve it. Ciao. Zach's making fun of me. Ciao.